Alright, hello everybody. I'm back with more Sailor Moon manga reviews. Okay, it's been a while. I have volume 4, 5, and 6. We have Sailor Jupiter on this one, Venus, and Chicken Moon. This completes the inner Senshi, and starting with the outer. Don't know why she's considered an outer, since she's from the future, which is weird. This has a crease right here, which is annoying my edition. I'm gonna go ahead and show you my colored pages in these ones. So we are continuing with the Black Moon arc. And you'll notice that Sailor Pluto is right there. This is the introduction of the outer Senshi. Beautiful artwork right there. The outer Senshis are actually my favorites. And we're moving on also into the, what is this arc called actually? Infinity arc? Okay, interesting. So we'll be introduced to Uranus and Neptune as well. So this one, we left off, we had Mercury and Mars connect. I missed this page, I'm sorry. So Jupiter is connected in this volume. And Jupiter reveals to the kid, what was his name? Anna's Motoki Senpai. What was his name? So there's this kid. Well, he goes to the same school as Mamoru. I can't figure out his name right now. I'm looking for his name, but I'm not going to waste time looking for his name. He goes to the same school as Mamoru. He becomes good friends with Mako-chan. And she decides, well, to be honest with them, you know? And he's like, he overhears conversations with Usagi and Mamoru. He hears Luna talk. And he's like, at school, he sees Mamoru heal himself with his powers. And so she's like, well, I'm gonna let you know what's really going down. And I like that they have civilians who know things. I want to say that page right there really fast. I just found it. I think that's really cool. He also seems to have a thing for her. That's cute. Like, I have a feeling they'll get together in the future. You never know. I mean, age doesn't seem to be an issue in any of the mangas that I've read here. Have you guys read card chapters? Like, seriously. I don't like the angle that I have going on here. My phone keeps falling as I film. Sorry. So they fight. What is this? Pits, or however you say it. Pits. I did take Japanese, but I forgot how to pronounce a lot of the names in Japanese, especially for the villains. I'm pretty sure her name is Pets. P-E-T-Z, Pets. There she is right there. She's, again, very similar to Jupiter. She's got the same type of powers. So they fight. Jupiter gets kidnapped. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this in my other review when I was talking about volume 3. and we were talking about how Mars and Mercury got kidnapped. I know a lot of people probably don't like this arc in the manga because of that, and how they probably don't like that the inner senshis were easily defeated. Excuse me, I don't read young. You know what? I understand the frustration with that. And I understand that in the original, in the anime, that is a change that they make. In fact, the villains in this arc got redeemed, with the sisters at least. And even, I want to say Saphir gets redeemed as well. I think it's just Rubius and Emerald that don't. I can't remember if Diamond gets Demondo, Skinny does, but who knows? It didn't, but I understand this frustration. However, I feel like Naoko is doing it for a purpose, for a reason. Because she wants you to see that sometimes the good guys don't always win. It's kind of like, think about the Black Moon arc being kind of like The Empire Strikes Back with Star Wars. Right? Luke, Han, and Leia, they didn't win in that movie. The Empire won. Right? Han's frozen in carbonite. Luke's been defeated by Darth Vader and lost his hand and things like that. And so it's very similar to that, in terms of the story, the characters. And I know, like, we want, Sailor Mercury to defeat the person and not be kidnapped and so on and so forth. But think of it this way. Our 3 inner senshis are frozen in carbonite. That's what's going down. If you're not a Star Wars fan, I'm sorry for the comparison. But I am, and I often use that as an example. Let's talk about the next. So obviously Venus, I feel like Venus, the reason why she doesn't get kidnapped is partly because of her time as Sailor V. If you think about it, she's the seasoned veteran. She, oh gosh, how old was she when she started? They're the same age, but she started earlier. If you think about it, she started being a senshi a lot longer than the other girls. So therefore, she can handle these villains. I feel like, so I think that's why she doesn't get kidnapped by Calaveras. And I should have watched the anime to see how they pronounce their names. I actually am rewatching the classic anime now. Actually having fun with it. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much. I forgot that I didn't do like the anime. Sometimes I think I don't, and then I end up realizing that I do. I do want to talk about this little section here. I don't want to lose this page. Here's Naru. A lot of people are like, why does Naru get the shaft in the manga? Well, I mean, she just does. Sorry. But, Naru kind of realizes that she isn't the focus in Usagi's life anymore, that Usagi's dealing with something bigger, and, Naru's not, that's what I'm looking for. She's not, and she understands what her place is in the story, and I think she's learning to accept that. But she also understands that she wants to try and help, when she can. And here's something I really love right here about the manga. I want to go to the page before this. So here's Momoru. And here's these stones, right? And then one is Kunzite, one's Jedi, one's Nephrite, and one's Zoisite. And I'm pointing probably to the wrong ones as I say it, but that's okay. And boom, there they are. Obviously, in the original anime, they were gone. Past the first season with the Dark Kingdom, they were gone. In the manga, I don't remember if they show up again in the other arcs. As I read, I will point them out. And stay up, please. So, but here they are in the Black Moon arc, at least, being shown again, being used. Excuse me. Because they are important to his character. They are his guardians, if you remember. So, even though they are no longer physically there, spiritually, they're there to still guide. And Mamoru / Endymion. And I really love that aspect. I wish that was something they had kept in the series. I'm glad they kept that for Crystal. Okay, hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm glad they kept that for Crystal from the manga. This is something I enjoy about the manga. It's something that's she created for her mythos, for her world building. You know, Princess Serenity has guardians. Why does King Endymion not have his guardians as well? And he does, right? He has these 4 generals. Unfortunately, unlike her guardians, they were more susceptible to corruption, right? Luckily, Serenity's guardians seem to be willing to take on the responsibility of protecting Endymion as well. But, you know, obviously Kunzite and the others, you know, are willing to still, in their spiritual form, guide him when they can. And I also like this section because Mamoru's all like, why was I reborn, man? I'm powerless. You know, Sailor Moon, you know, Serenity is the one with all the powers. Like, what do I have to offer her? And here they are, they're telling you, there's a reason you were born. Don't forget that, you know, you're to become king. What else? And you do have a power. You know, clearly they know he has powers. I don't know why, like, they can't just tell him, but you know he has powers. So we're gonna skip this. Venus fights Calaveras. I can't remember the English dub names. They fight her. Do we see? Aha, there it is. But bam, future. So this one, here we go. This is it. So, like I was saying, I've been rewatching the classic anime as I'm reading the manga. I don't know why they never kept his powers in the anime, and at least from what I remember, they don't have his powers. However, in the manga, he's got powers. But there they are, and I love it. So, from my understanding, is he is, in the sense, he is the Sailor Guardian of the Earth, right? Because Venus is, if you remember from the review of Sailor V, she's the god, you know, the princess of Venus. Therefore, each Senshi, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, and so on and so forth, they are the princess of their respected planets. They were just chosen to come and protect Sailor Moon because she is, I guess, I don't know if it's just because the silver crystal makes her more important. I think that is, you know, in the Stars arc, elaborated more on, if I remember correctly. I'll get there when I get there. Sorry, guys. Sorry. But, so why wouldn't he have powers as well? And I love that, you know, he does. You know, he just happens to be born a dude. He's literally the only male Senshi. That's just what it is. And that's awesome. You know, like, you know, I love that Naoko is, you know, she's saying that he's their equal. In my opinion, he's their equal in this. Like, Mamoru is Usagi's equal in a lot of ways in the manga. And so, therefore, why wouldn't he have powers as well? Right? Like she does. And his power is called, it was Tuxedo La Smoking Bamba. It's kind of funny, but... and he realizes it when he goes, use your power. But yeah, he does, I mean, he has the healing power before, but like nothing that, you know, like that. That's cool. And then they fight Rubius, but they don't defeat Rubius because he lasts a bit longer. And then, of course, we have Chibiusa reveal, I'm from the future. And I think it's funny, though, that they don't realize that this is their daughter. I mean, she looks just like her. Oh, well. Moving on. So they go into the future. It's interesting to see that, Usagi is jealous of Chibiusa, and you know there is this strain in the relationship. I know a lot of people don't like that about them. I mean, I know like Nat was just trying to put challenges for them, but you know, it happens, you know, there's challenges in relationships, there's things like that. I like how he's just like, whoa, but when she points it out, like, well, Chibiusa is in love with you, he's like, no, he gets all embarrassed, he's like, what, no, look at his face. I'm glad that, like, he's like, no, thank you. And then I think they clearly work on it. You work it out. Thank goodness. And then she spends the night. And obviously some Hamana starts. That's what I'm assuming, guys. It's interesting to see then we have Queen Serenity's back. I like that we still see Queen Serenity, even though like she's gone and the focus is supposed to be on Usagi becoming queen herself. I like that we still see the influence of the former Queen Serenity in the manga, you know, throughout the manga. Like, I do think she appears in the Dream Arc, I want to say, again. But I do love that we get to see her again. We see some of the past even more. Like, the past is still clearly important in the manga. Yeah, of course, time travel. I like the concept of time travel that she has created. It's very, you know, it is a, it's definitely, what's the word? It's kind of, it's like Back to the Future in a way. Like, if you guys have seen Back to the Future, if you go to the past and change the past, therefore it changes the future type of thing. It's not like, if you guys have seen, like, Avengers Endgame, where they're talking about time travel, and you create, like, pocket timelines type of thing. It's not like that. Yeah. Time travel is funny, isn't it? But what I love about the Black Moon arc is we get to this awesome character right here, Astaire Pluto, who's our outer senshi, and it creates these new characters who have duties outside of just protecting Usagi. Her duty is to protect time and space, which is awesome. And also look at the shading on, let me just show you. So here's, look, Sailor Moon and Venus, and there's Pluto. Look how much darker she is compared to them, which is interesting. I don't know if she's supposed to be a darker skinned character in a way. I'm not entirely sure. I think that's interesting. I do wonder if she mentioned that she's the guardian of the underworld. I don't think that's ever come to play in the manga. I would love to have seen what that means. And she really only deals with the space and time part, but what does it mean to be the guardian of the underworld? Does she deal with that? The underworld to me, when I think of Greek mythology, it's where people go, at the end, right? Have you guys seen, like, the Disney Hercules? Like, when they cut the string, and Hercules goes into the river. I'm thinking of that. And who violate... Okay. So, and then she's got a lot of the taboos that she deals with. What's interesting about Pluto is, I'm assuming she knows who these people are. She knows that the Sailor Senshis. She's like, sorry, yeah, I violated your taboos. I like that about her. I know people didn't like that about her and Neptune and Uranus. They're like, how dare you fight Sailor Moon and all them. I'm like, their mission is bigger than protecting Sailor Moon, remember? Like, they're beyond. They're thinking beyond. They're thinking beyond protecting a princess. They're thinking about the bigger picture. I'm trying to think. If you can compare it to somebody like a superhero or something in American comics, I'm trying to think of who that would be. I was like, ooh, are they like, oh man, I don't know, because, yeah, it's hard, the bigger picture type of thing. I guess Cap versus Iron Man, like in the first Avengers in a way, like, remember the conversation, like, are you the man to lay down the line type of thing, in a way, I don't know. Yeah. But Luna remembers and realizes who she is. I like that. I love the design of the time door and look where time exists. Like, it's this pretty much a plane of nothingness, but this door and mist. It's cool. Crystal Tokyo, I like the design of it as well. I love the city. The moon's hanging also really low. I wonder how this affects the environment, though. I'm curious how the planet is with a moon this low. You know what I mean? In the atmosphere, close to the planet. All these things, right? Guys, soon. I actually, when you see something like this, a dead body right here of a skeleton, the manga gets pretty dark in times like this. You know what I mean? Like, just bodies of dead people thrown around that she's drawn. They don't do that. I don't think they ever did that at all in the anime, in the classic anime. It's pretty happy a lot of the times, from what I remember. At least when I'm watching now, I mean, there's no skeletal people like this going on right now. I'm not trying to diss the anime. I'm just saying it's not very dark like this, at least not right now at the start. I don't think there's any, like, dead bodies lying around like that, is there? But yeah, the manga gets pretty dark here. Like, that's pretty dark stuff. then there's these twin guys they find. And it's interesting to see that Sailor Moon can't use her powers in the future because she exists there. Which is weird because Venus and Tuxedo Mask exist, right? But they can use their powers. Hold on, watch. Where is it? Yeah, look. They're using their powers, but they exist in the same time. That bugs me. Why can they use their powers if they exist in the same time, but Sailor Moon can't use her powers? She exists in the same time. What the heck is that about? That makes no sense. What? They exist too. I'm just throwing that out there. Come on now. Okay. So, they enter the palace, and they find out, look, it's, I mean, it's like, who is that in there? The Queen's Serenity. And then we get the reveal that, it's Tuxedo Mask in a purple coat. And apparently has purple hair now, supposedly. Which is weird. How did his black hair become purple? So, let me show you King Endymion here. Here he is. Very nice. Very nice. And then you have this really nice picture as well. Very nice. He's like, I'm King Endymion. And then Chibiusa's like, I'm your daughter. And then they're like, Queen Serenity is you, Usagi. She is sleeping. I was like, I don't think that reveal's all that big, to be honest. And then, Diana's actually introduced earlier in the manga. There she is right here. She's so cute and tiny. Look how tiny she is. And then she's like, I'm your daughter. I'm like, kind of obvious, but I know I'm being kind of goofy on it, but I'm like, or ornery about it, I mean. But it's like who else there, whose kid would she be, though? She's got the Odango, she has a silver crystal, clearly she's related to Usagi somehow. Just throwing that out there. And it's like, wouldn't Usagi and Mamoru have a kid anyways? And there's a cat with a little crescent moon bald spot on. Wouldn't that be Lunaramis's kid? Just saying. And then I like the mini history lesson we get. It's interesting, they have a long lifespan. There's peace, it sounds like a very amazing future. There's no diseases anymore. It's crazy to think that someone was angry about that, Nemesis and the Black Moon people. It's like, why? Why are you angry that there's no disease? Why are you angry that there's peace? I don't understand why people would be angry about that. You're angry because there's happiness and peace and people are living long lives and, living, I'm assuming they'll eventually, they're just living a long time. It says they live to be 1,000 years old. That ain't that bad. Like, really? Oh, apparently there's a 10th planet now. I think that's actually been discovered, by the way. I think there's more planets than we know in our solar system. But yeah, so yeah, Naoko was ahead of the time. And then we do get, here's another thing, right here. So I like the mini history lessons. It's brief, it's to the point, he's not going into super too many details. It's only like a couple pages in the manga. It's like, nice. I like that. I like that. Now it goes like, this is what happens. Boom. It's not taking up too much space in the story. It's like, short, to the point. All we need to know. And then we get this part where Sailor Moon starts fading. Because you can't be, what was it? You have to go back to the past now. It's against the laws of nature for more than one and the same person to exist in the same time and space. And so it does happen in such close proximity, puts a strain on time, or on space-time, blah, 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 blah. It's been several hours since you came here, thus you are beginning to see its effects. Again, much like with the power thing, why is Sailor Moon the only one affected? Like, hello, Texion Mask is there, and so is Sailor Venus. Like, what's going on? Like, is it only Sailor Moon that can exist in the same time and space together? Like, there can only be, like, you know what I mean? Like, there can't be two Sailor Moons in the same time and you know what I'm saying? Like, what is that? This is bugging me. Like, I don't think they did. I think that was only the concept, and I don't think they cared about that. I don't think they did that in the classic anime. Like, that wasn't an issue. But then they fought mostly in the past, anyways. If I remember correctly, they didn't really fight in the future too much. I'm sorry I keep moving this. But yeah. Move on. We kind of see, we're going to go back to Pluto. And, Pluto's like, King and Timion. And she's got a crush on him. But I like that she doesn't do anything about it. That's nice. That's what makes her awesome. Yes. But she is awesome even besides it. And then you have Sailor Moon getting jealous again of Chibiusa. Ay. It's like, girl, that's your daughter. It's your daughter. Like, you should have been like, hey, we'll do it together. And then Chibiusa runs away. And we got this. And they're fighting in Instamundo. Guns and Kinsnaps. Sailor Moon. Then he's all creepy. He's like, you're so beautiful. He's creepy though. It's like, I want you, but then I want to destroy everything. And I want to destroy you. And then he's all like, but I want you. And then Chibiusa is kidnapped by wise men and turns evil. That's the end of this volume. Yeah. That's crazy stuff right there. Prince Timoto's like creepy though. I'm saying, man, he is though. He's creepy. I'm sorry. But he's creepy because he's like, I want to destroy everything. Like, I want to destroy your planet. I want to destroy all your people. And I hate everything you stand for. And I want to destroy your crystal. And I want to destroy you. But I want you. I want you because you're so pretty. It's like, you. Okay, where am I? Okay, so then you have small ladies kidnapped and turned evil, right? I think this volume. Yep. Okay, so volume 5 is the end of the Black Moon arc, so it's not a very long arc. It starts in volume 3, ends in volume 5, and then this is the next arc where we are introduced to Uranus and Neptune, who are the best. I'm just kidding. I mean, actually, Uranus and Neptune's actually my favorite senshi. Don't you know that? You'll probably see in my collection video when I upload your thing to you. See, we're on Nemesis. That's where he's taken her. And so Sailor Moon eventually... So Neo Queen Serenity finds a way to... Or somehow... This is interesting. So somehow... Either it's Neo Queen Serenity or Sailor Moon, they've merged somehow together. They've figured out a way to access the power of the Silver Millennium Crystal, even though they can't, right? So here, like right here, where are you? I just had it like 2 seconds ago. But yeah, so she gets access to her power. But bam. So see how like she's kind of like merged, like. And no, it's not Sailor Moon. It's Neo Queen Serenity. But anyways, she gets access to her power. She saves Mercury, Mars, and Jupiter, and was that they just, so Nemesis is kind of like the surface of it is destroyed somehow, and then Mamoru, that boy, he gets kidnapped again. Like, at least, I mean, I will say this, I think in the, was he kidnapped more in the anime than he was in the manga? No, I don't think so. Actually, I think this is only his second time. He's kidnapped and he's brainwashed again. We just went through this, Mamoru. What is going on? And you've got powers now. Can't you fight off somehow? And it's like, it's crazy. And then Chibiusa's black lady, and she's all going in. She's like, look, Daddy, I'm all growing up now. And it's like, no, that's not how we wanted it. I wonder, like, how King Endymion feels about watching his past self with his daughter and watching his daughter flirt with his past self, because that's probably very uncomfortable to see. But then, does he have memories of this? I'm always curious, like, do they have memories of this time? Is this like one of those timey-wimey things where, that's from Doctor Who if you don't know, like, did King Endymion and Neo Queen Serenity live through this in the past? Or is this now, did that not happen and therefore it's all confusing? Is this like, or is this like Back to the Future? You know, when, if you think about it, Marty, you know, had a different life, right? His mom was drunk, his dad, you know, was this, and then he goes into the past, changes it by meeting his parents, and now his dad's a successful writer, mom is thin and not a drunk, and and things like that. And so it's like crazy. And so how do, oh, it's like crazy things like that. But yeah. But it's crazy to think. But it is weird. Like, here we go. There it is. Gross. Why y'all have to have incest? What is with this obsession with incestuous relationships in things? Like Game of Thrones is the worst with that. But I mean, at least Salem Witch Team, I think. So I'm just like, I'm like, Usagi's like, but Mamoru, I want you. She's like, I have everything I want. I'm just like, if you destroy your mother, then won't you destroy you and wipe yourself out of existence? Just throwing that out there. Like, if you destroy your past mother, then wouldn't you destroy you? Because that's what she wants to do. She wants to destroy everything. Because she's like, I have Mamoru now. I'm just like, girl, you're gonna destroy yourself now. And then Mamoru's gonna be left with nothing. So, your plan is flawed. Just, you're crazy. And I'm like, kind of going off the walls on this review, but I'm just like, yeah. And then, I do think, I love what turns her good, though, again. It's the sacrifice. So, Sailor Pluto, that's amazing. Up right here. She's, where is it? Calling time to stop. So, Pluto's powers are awesome, by the way. She's God damn it, I need to stop something. Which is so cool. That's so cool. And that's also a taboo, but she had to do it, or else Prince Demodo would put the two crystals together and destroy everything. Which I didn't think was that. That's an interesting concept as well, that you can do that. And then Queen Serenity wakes up because Chibiusa is awakened as a guardian. And Sailor Moon saw Tuxedo Mask off fighting. And this one's cute. Throw it in the bag to some fairy tales, right? What does the Queen Serenity do? But wake up a man with true love's kiss. I love this. I love me and Queen Serenity right here. Still pretty. That's my favorite version of Sailor Moon. I know a lot of people like, I think Eternal Sailor Moon is their favorite. I think the Queen Serenity is my favorite. They defeat, and they win, and then, as apparently they can't meet each other, which makes sense. But again, guess who met each other? Tuxedo Mask and King and Damien. Why is one rule okay for one? Or, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay for them to meet, but not okay for Sailor Moon to meet? I don't get it. Here they are meeting. But anyways, that's cool. I love it. And it ends with, so, they're like, Chibiusa is going back to the past. They're sad about it. And then they're like, we'll meet her again. She is our daughter. And then they kiss. And then she's back. And then they're like, you're here to train. And then, yeah. Well, she's like gone for long. So, yeah. But, yeah. Overall, though, I'm going to give it pluses. Because I do love this series so much. I love the manga. I really do. I love it so much. I did have some frustrations with the time travel aspects and the whole thing, because I'm like, well, why can Sailor Moon not use her powers, but they can, and why does she fade, but they don't, type of thing. That made no sense. But whatever. Maybe it's because she's more powerful, I guess. I don't know. So the silver crystal thing, who knows? I don't know. But I'm at 40 minutes, guys, and I wanted to review Volume 6, but I will do that in another video. Well, moving on. I finished the Black Moon arc. That's it for today's video. Bye, guys.